kill the beat.
I don't know who, somebody need to hear this. Y'all don't speak Hebrew, that's Yiddish. How the fuck you try to label us anti-Semitic? We the Israelites, blacks, native Hispanics. The Germans getting locked up for the Holocaust. Meanwhile, black people still up in the Holocaust. 100 million of us died in the transatlantic. 6 million died, y'all want the world to never forget it. You can never be a Jew, you a Ashkenaz. This ain't a star dum-dum, a gun die or die. Yeah, Yeezy told the truth and got ostracized. Not one person in the Bible had on a yarmulke. We were slaves in America like we was in Egypt. Y'all don't even fit the curses in the Torah neither. Y'all was blind to the truth, I had to make it clear. How Jerusalem, your land, your people came from Europe. That was 1947, your menorah got 9 sticks, it's really only 7. Yeah, it's us against the world, Armageddon. This what happened when you inherit lies from your ancestors. Y'all the synagogue of Satan with them black hats. Your whole nation sitting ducks, Aflacs. Bunch of thieves and culture vultures, ain't nothing kosher. To tell the truth, you vagabonds don't have a culture. Macedonia, Alexander and Philip, you a convert, so tell me, how the fuck is you Israel? That don't make you the people just cause you live there. Why my people can't hate your people like y'all hate Hitler? All the prophets was black and was called nigga. Y'all don't even fit the description that's in the scriptures. Abraham, all the way down to Jacob, we the real Jews. Y'all don't study Christ, y'all follow the Talmud. Keep it real, yeah, let's keep it real. Cold hard truth, it give you chills. Say y'all Jewish cause y'all ain't really them. About to do them like Hammond, it's the Feast of Purim. UPK undefeated, this an easy win. We was born fighting, y'all the evil twin. Jacob took hold of his heel, then out came his little red bastard, they kosher deals. It's only 12 tribes, y'all trying to make it 13. Esau despised his birthright, the Lord cursed him. He ain't the devil, who is? I'm still searching. Ask your rabbi, why he get them babies herpes? I don't know what's worse, that or you claiming that you a Maccabee. I'm about to cancel, everybody try to cancel ye. I ain't afraid to speak, that's what I do. They riding to the core, I'm just judging them by their fruit. Cause they ain't suffering curses. If I was carnal, I promise I'd punch you in person. I know this an uncomfortable subject. They making millions off our culture and black people suffering from it. Yeah, they don't believe in Christ, they the Antichrist. Make a living off of niggas, they a parasite. I ain't afraid to tell the truth, niggas terrified. I'm about to go DEFCON 4, I ain't satisfied.
That is proof. That is absolute proof that they know we are the real Jews. That's absolute proof. Now he got the records. Go find me a white Jew on any archaeology in Egypt anywhere. You will never find a piece of archaeology with white people as slaves in Egypt. So don't tell me that they were slaves and it's their identity, and they know it. And I know the blasphemy of them, which say they are Jews and are not. The Lord knows the blasphemy of you so-called white people that say you are Jews and you are not Jews. You are not the people of the law. You are not God's chosen people. God's chosen people are living in the ghettos of America. God's chosen people are in poverty and depression in the streets of America. God's chosen people are walking around in America with no...
This video taken by the I.S.U.P.K is posted on the school's website and on YouTube. He says he and members of his Christian Bible school are well within their First Amendment rights.
Because we're hardcore black men.
But shop owners say they've heard enough. Today in court, their lawyers argued the group is trespassing. In addition, they say the group's repentant.
Niggas want me dead. Crackers too, but these coon ass niggas, they for the feds. My stick full of lead. In case these whole niggas try me, man, I might have to make that bed. No need to even flex. Cause how I walk it, how I talk it, let you know my speech direct. You heard what I said. Another move, your life passing through your mind, now you're big. And I'm fresh like a motherfucker. Niggas hating cause they more want us. I'm just coolin' by myself, but now they all on me. Shut up, bitch, eat a dick, I don't wanna love you. Sippin' that poo wow, got you laced up out your shoe now. Look what you finna do, wow, it's hot. Hop around these niggas till you flop. I'm busy getting mine, but all these niggas wanna duck. But it's cool, let me know I'm on the top. Steady in the courtroom, always fighting cops. Call the white man the devil, and that's off the top. So they try to stop my movement with a block, but I beat the case every damn time, so they watch. Waiting on the nigga to try to make me slip up. Walking up on me like homeboy, what's in your cup? Do you have any drugs? Well, let me see the slugs. Make it your bitch ass back, get mad, you ain't getting love. Your wife made you clip it damn nuts, yeah I know. Crazy what coon people will do for these hoes. But I ain't even pressed, I see why you going on, my nigga, you dead wrong. Bust a nut, boy, get it on.
And let me take it over. That's the right quick.
Black and white land shit is crazy. Black and white land shit is crazy.
I'm freshen up, cleaner than the motherfucker. Good juice in my cup is redder than the blood sucker. Drip on leak, yeah, drip on me. Hey, talking about, but what the fuck do you mean? Yeah, you see these damn bitches, they be choosing on me. But I don't want the bitch, but that bitch drooling on me. I get the walking under cause she wanna moving with me. But I won't have it cause she easy like spaghetti, homie. Unleash it to the G. Who is he, that nigga from SC? Get your level straight before you approach a G. Zion TC 0013. Sits on the stick, it got me cruising off the scene. The fuck do you mean? Yeah, nigga, yeah. They nigga be hating, but they can't penetrate us. Trying to shoot at us now later, but I'ma get you now. Potato on the bow, blang, blow.
But even 30 years later, videos don't necessarily lead to convictions of officers. Advocates for reform say that needs to change.
Shaw, that's AJR.
Shaw, man, you know what I'm saying? Realest nigga out here, man. Nigga turned up, feel me? Nigga turned the city up, fucking with his music. We out of pull right
Where we at, though? Where we at?
Greenville, South Carolina, man.
Where we at?
Shout out Shaw, man. Turned up, man.
Damn right.
Fuck with it, man.
Give me that. Right.
Birds, you did.
There go, brother.
We good? Let's clap it up. Shalom. We're the Israelite School of Universal Practical Knowledge. Start out 1 West, 125th Street, Harlem, New York, under Commanding General Yahanna. Since 1969, we've been teaching the truth of the Bible, and the truth is that the so-called blacks, Hispanics, and Native Indians are the true Jews, that our oppressor, the white man, is the devil that the Bible speaks.
Damn right.
We're not affiliated with any other Christian church or Hebrew Israelite group. 1 West is home of the truth. If it's not under Commanding General Yahanna, you are getting pegged. Salakia. You're not in the truth. Yeah, you dig? Like, if I could, Brock, can you see me one time with the there's a bottle in there, Baba Kashaw. The water. While he's getting while he's getting that together. You know what I'm saying? While he's getting that together, I'm gonna go ahead and get this together. Yeah. Like, I don't understand what you mean. I understand. Do y'all know how powerful this thing is right here? Boom. The water. It'll do. The water. Yeah. The water. All right. Let's get it rocking. Let's put this over here. Let's get this started. And some big rocks in here, man.
You got to put them jokes in like 2 or 3 Walmart bags inside of a Ziploc bag just to get the crushing on the ground. Break it down. Okay. Let's do it like this. Nah, I'm gonna use my hands. I'm saying, get it right. Y'all know what today's topic is? You know what we're talking about today? We're talking about how much America hates us. You know what I'm saying? Right on.
And how much America just cannot stand black men. You know what I'm saying? How much America cannot stand how you can just hold your head up high, look a man in the face, look him in his eye, and tell him who you are. America cannot stand that. America despises that. They say they want you to do this. You know what I'm saying? That's you know, like how you say, like a manly thing to do. You know what I'm saying? You should get in the habit of standing up tall, you know, looking a man in the eye and telling him, you know, where you stand
as far as your morals, your values, what you are worth. America says, this is one way to be an American, right? But yet, when a black man does it, or even a black woman, and I'm gonna get you some examples of this, exactly what I'm talking about. When we do it, you know what I'm saying, we're thrown to the wayside. And we make public examples of doing the same thing, you know what I'm saying, what Esau does or any other nation does.
Right.
You understand what I'm saying? This is crazy.
Right.
How did I forget about what's in Tiger Woods?
Yep.
Tiger Woods' father. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
We're gonna get into a couple of fathers who are ostracized, you know what I'm saying, who were talked down, who were said, they were toxic masculinity, you know what I'm saying?
Right.
When only thing that they did was break down barriers and made a way for their sons or daughters. Yep. You understand what I'm saying? And America hates us for this. America hates us for this. You know how many rap songs, you know what I'm saying? Not even just rap songs, but how much music we put out when we was putting out good music. Salaki, you know what I'm saying? These days, it's a little bit different. And I understand why it's different.
Right.
But, in times past, we would put out music, you know what I'm saying? Once we started getting real money, we started putting out music on how we were being treated because we had money. You know what I'm saying? They didn't like to see young, rich, brash, bold black men. They hated that. You know what I'm saying? Right. They hated us when we drove in fancy, flashy cars, because that's exactly how the way we are. You know what I'm saying? They hated when we wore expensive, fancy clothes.
Right.
Even when we didn't have expensive, fancy clothes, we made it look like it was expensive and fancy.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? They hated when we put jewels on our hands and on our necks and on our wrists and in our mouth. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
Even in our nose, in our ears. You know what I'm saying? Right. I was about to say, what was it? All About the Benjamins? I'm just gonna have a big old diamond just sitting right here. I ain't even gonna say nothing. You know, the diamond just look like that. You just see my profile.
There it is. There it is.
They hated that. They absolutely hated that. And then they demonize us for doing that.
Right.
It's, you know what I'm saying? Even Bill Cosby was saying, demonize. He said something famous about buying $100 tennis shoes or whatnot, $500 tennis shoes.
Right.
That's how niggas do. That's how we operate. You know what I'm saying? We look at each other and then what we do, especially women.
Mm-hmm.
You think I don't know? Of course I know.
It is.
The women's, they look at you and then they look at your shoes. That's probably one of the first signs that they look at. If your shoes ain't, at least where I come from.
Yes.
At least where I come from. You know what I'm saying? They look at your shoes, and if your shoes are straight, you know what I'm saying, that passes a big test. That passes a big test in order for you to break down some of the barriers. I ain't gonna say what I want to say, but in order to break down some of the barriers, your shoes got to be right. And once your shoes is right, you know what I'm saying, then they gotta look at the fit. And once the fit is right, you know what I'm saying, if she's blinding, because I know Brock right now, you know what I'm saying. I'm glad the lights are pointing this way, because if it was pointing that way, I could not see. I would not be able to see because he's just shining.
That's right.
You know what I'm saying? So, but that's how we operate.
Yep.
And it's that's one part of it, but another part of it is that unfortunately we spend money like it's no tomorrow, because the way we live, there really is no promise of tomorrow.
Right on.
You understand what I'm saying? There's really no promise of tomorrow. I remember when I was a kid, there was a statistic in certain cities, certain areas of the country. And when I say certain areas, it's our areas. You'll be considered an OG if you was 21, 22, able to legally drink.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? A few years, you would have had one presidential election that you would have been able to have voted in. And if you was a young black male,
if you made it to the age of like 22, 21, 22, you consider an OG because in those statistics in those days, it's not even that long ago, really. Not even that long ago. People, we were gone. You know why there's so many quote unquote baby daddies and baby mamas in the hood? You want to know why? One of the reasons why? Because the young black men want to plant the seed because they didn't know if they was going to be here anymore. So they went around and planted as many seeds as they could. Why? Because they knew the chances of them ending up in jail or dead is greater than anything else. You understand what I'm saying?
Right.
And it's crazy. It's only our people. It's only so-called blacks. It's only so-called Hispanics. It's only so-called Native American Indians that had to deal with stuff like this. And when we have, men who made it out the hood, you ever see concrete? And when it's left alone, you see like flowers or, wildage, roughage coming up through the cracks and whatnot. You ever seen that?
Right.
Well, most of us is underneath the concrete. Most of us is underneath the concrete. You get a Lonzo, not Lonzo. What's the father name? The Ball father. Is his name Lonzo Ball? No.
He's the Lonzo one. Hold on.
No, Lonzo's the oldest brother.
LeVar
Ball.
Yep.
LeVar Ball was the one that made it out, through the cracks. You know what I'm saying? You got Deion Sanders, the one that made it out through the cracks. You know what I'm saying? You barely got the Williams father. What's the Williams father's name?
That I don't know. I gotta look that up.
He didn't even make it out the cracks, but he pushed his kids out of the up from underneath the concrete. Tiger Woods' father. I don't even know his name. What's the father's name? Salaki. See, we know all these people. The reason why we know all these people: Shedeur Sanders, Venus Williams, Serena Williams, Bronny James. You know what I'm saying? The reason why we know Lonzo and LaMelo Ball, even the brother who has a hit record right now. His album just went gold. Even him. The reason why we know who they are is because of their fathers. Their fathers was there to mold them and shape them into being what they are today. You know what I'm saying? Give me that scripture. Hold on 1 second. If anybody has any questions, go ahead and type them in the chat. Type them in the chat if you have any questions at all, whether it's on topic or not. Just type in your questions. We're going to answer them immediately as best we could. You know what I'm saying?
That's right.
There we go. Give me Proverbs 22:6. Baba Kashaw.
Proverbs 22:6.
Yep.
Okay. I got it when you're ready.
That's good.
All right. I got the book of Proverbs, chapter 22 and verse 6.
No, I'm talking about this. Salakia.
Most High Christ.
Yeah, let's get it.
Train up a child in the way he should go. And when he is old, he will not depart from it.
Train up a child in the way he should go, and when he gets old, he ain't gonna depart from it.
That's right.
That goes for the sisters too. Train up a child in the way she should go, and she won't depart from it.
That's right.
Venus and Serena Williams was trained up to be professionals, outright professionals. You know what I'm saying? To destroy their opponents on the court. You know what I'm saying? And guess what they did? They were trained as children, and they were brought up to dominate in their field of profession.
Right.
And you know what they did? They both of them, they dominated in their fields.
That's right.
I don't think there's a more successful team because I know they played together, and I don't think there's any more decorated individuals. They're probably like 1 and 2 top female athletes, at least in tennis. At least there's nobody touching them in tennis. And then you go on to any other sport. They're like top 10 top 5 most decorated athletes in the world.
Right.
You understand what I'm saying?
That's right.
And you know why? Because their father trained them up.
That's
Do you
right.
have that video? If I could?
Serena Williams?
Yep.
Give me 1 second.
Let's see how these Edomites, act when they are getting threatened by a child, by a 14-year-old. You know what I'm saying? They say teenagers really don't know who they are. You know what I'm saying? They say you're figuring yourself out in college. What are you doing in high school? You really are not even developing into who you are in high school.
Right.
You kind of trying to figure that out in college. But we got a young girl, 15 years old, 14 years old, who is absolutely confident in her abilities, and time will tell. She absolutely dominated, her field of profession. Play that video, Baba Kashaw.
You think you can beat it? I know I can beat it. You know it. Very confident. Very confident.
Very confident.
You say it so easily.
So they asked if she was confident if she can beat somebody, or if she was confident if she can win in women's tennis. She's 14 years old right here. So he asked her, she was like, "You sure? You're confident?" What? Yeah, she answered it. She didn't hesitate. "Oh yeah, I'm confident. I'm confident." You ask somebody walk into the bathroom, and you ask them, "Hey, where you going?" "Well, I'm going to the bathroom." "Are you sure? Are you confident you're going there?" "Yeah." "Yeah, I know where I'm going. I'm going to the bathroom."
Right.
You know what I'm saying? I know where I'm going. I know what I'm doing.
Right.
That there's no question in that. But when you question a child, anybody who doesn't look like who doesn't look like this, when you question anybody who doesn't look like this, and they give you a confident response, is automatically cocky, is automatically questioned.
Right.
Why? Because how in the world can you beat this?
Right.
You're just a nigga. You just a spick. You just a savage on a reservation without no learning, no training.
Mm-hmm.
You understand? A lot of these old school rappers never finished high school.
Yep.
But they can spit crazy. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
You got a lot of, I ain't gonna say that. you got a lot of people who you ever seen Friday Night Lights?
Oh yeah. You want to let Booby spin?
Yeah, let Booby spin. Booby couldn't read, you know what I'm saying, the a page out of the Cat in the Hat. No pun intended. But you know what I'm saying? But Booby could spin. That was based on a real story.
Right on.
There was a lot of brothers who didn't take the learning seriously, but they made it out and made they were successful in their endeavors. Now you got people like that, and you also got people who are so smart without any training. You understand?
Right.
Without any formal training, saying, "Hey, you need to sit down and read this book and understand this philosophy and understand this formula. Once you do this, you will get this result and all this." And they doing all of that without someone training them. They don't have none of that training, and then they surpass the people who are teaching these things. Surpass them at a young age. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
High school and whatnot. Early college, undergraduate. And they're way surpassing these people, and they're not even getting the formal training. Why? Because they were thought, we were thought, or they thought that we were something less than, like we can't comprehend, or we can't, develop any type of training or understanding of what's being taught. When in actuality, we had to do far more with far less.
Right.
That's why when this young Venus, is it Venus or Serena?
This is Venus.
This is Venus. When a young Venus Williams sat down and this oppressor asked her if she was confident in doing what she was doing, And she said, without a doubt, without a trace of a hint of doubt or a hesitation, she knew what she was doing because she has done far more with far less. Y'all forget that the Williamses is from Compton. You know what I'm saying? They from the hood. In the 80s. They grew up what, in the 80s, 90s?
Right.
Crack epidemic. Y'all seen Snowfall? I know y'all, stop lying. I know y'all seen Snowfall. Y'all seen how the way it is out on the West Coast? Her hood is no different than where I grew up, than where Barack grew up, than where some of y'all brothers and sisters grew up.
Right.
Where there was no footage, no camera or body cam or cell phone footage. Niggas didn't have any camcorders. You know how expensive that that stuff was? We had to pay rent. We had to buy food.
Right.
We didn't have camcorders in order to show the police brutality. They was outright and openly racist with their stuff. Come here, nigger. Get your hands out your pockets.
Right.
Oh, he's reaching for something. Oh, you know what? They didn't even have to say he's reaching for something. Nigga, you talking back?
Right.
Boom.
Right.
This is where these girls grew up in.
Yep.
And when she went and said, "Yes, I can do it," play it from the top again one more time, Baba Shaw. Let's see what she had to say.
Think you can beat it? I know I can get it. You know it. Very confident. Very confident. You say it so easily.
Mm-hmm.
Why?
Yeah.
Because I believe it.
Yeah, that's not. Keep going. Now, father.
What she said it with so much confidence.
Now, I want you to see how the way, he escalated. He was like, "Hey, I'm gonna stop you right there." You know what I'm saying? She said it with confidence the first time. Just see how the way he escalates, because he's been through it.
Yeah, racist.
Even more.
Racist white man in the comments.
Ooh, get the phone line up. Get the phone line up, Baba Shaw. Get the phone line. Open up another tab. Log in, and then put the number up. Baba Shaw. Got a racist white man in there. No, it's in the tab. It's right there. You gotta do none of that. Just click, and click. All right. Now let me know when you logged in, and then tell me what this. I
believe it's on.
It's on. All right. Let me hear what this dude has to say. What's he have to say?
It was 2 comments. He said the other one earlier. Salaki, Allah upon your command, Yahanna. Allah upon your Barack. Yahanna Jimmy Barack. Imagine Yahanna online. So he said 2 comments. The first one I just ignored. At first I was going to address it. The second one, it was like, all right, he must want some attention. Gerson Portuguese King said, not home of the truth. All you can't say 100 truth and all lie. Every number 4 spelling face, every 4 face or every face goes through pain and hurt. Cool, whatever. That's comments in the comment section, whatever that means. That's just comment in the comment section. Then he comes back and says, roughly 10 minutes later, exactly 10 minutes later, says, Gerson Portuguese King says, and when you were speaking of Venus Williams, and they prefer us white men, LOL, but they only good because of body, not face, LOL.
Read that first comment, Baba Shaw.
The first comment said, not home of the truth. All you camps say 100 truth and all lie. Every 4 ace or face goes through pain and hurt.
So basically saying race. Every race goes through pain and hurt. Okay, so he's saying...
the 4 is like a R. Okay, yeah. Every race goes through pain and hurt. Okay. I thought it was face.
No sweat. So number 1, I don't know if you was here at the beginning.
I said we're the Israelite School of Universal Practical Knowledge, started out 1 West, 125th Street, Harlem, New York, under Commander General Yahanna. We are not affiliated with any Christian church or Hebrew Israelite group. You understand? And there's a ton of reasons why we say we're not affiliated with anybody. You want to know why? Because them niggas lie and say that they don't be wearing their women's panties and start defecating in them. You know what I'm saying? They lie and say that they don't get pegged. They don't buy a pegging equipment. They don't, discuss it with their ribs, their women, what they want to be done to them, and then they don't make that pegging equipment disappear. And that last case, one brother, he made that peg disappear and then reappear and then disappear and then reappear on a numerous occasions. There's texts about how he was beard down, ass up.
Yikes.
We are not affiliated with anybody. You understand what I'm saying?
Right.
Anybody. 1 West is home of the truth. That's 100%. There's no pegs allowed in here. There's nobody who pegs that's allowed in here. There's nobody who gets pegged that's allowed in here. Shalom. You understand? Anybody who follows someone who says they like to be swallowed. Have you ever been swallowed up? No. Anybody who does that, any man who does that is not in here. Is not in here. Every race goes through there. What do you say? Every race goes through what?
Pain and hurt.
Every race goes through pain and hurt, right? Okay, so every race goes through pain and hurt, but did every race go through chattel slavery?
Right.
Did every race get put on cargo ships?
Right.
Where they were jam-packed together. And if someone had to, urinate or defecate, they just did it right there and it fell on them for days and months at a time and days and weeks at a time. If a woman was on her cycle, could she clean up?
Mm-hmm.
Well, did anybody else go through that while they were on slave ships? Going through rough seas, and we wouldn't been on the ocean like that. Not being able to cope with that. Did anybody else go through that? Nah. Did anybody else have to put their head in barrels if they're around white people because someone said a joke that had nothing to do with white people?
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? Did anybody get called, anybody get kept, from being human, just regular human? Mm-hmm. You treat your dogs better than you treat us. That's a fact. Them hounds that chased us when we tried to run away, y'all treated them better than y'all treated us. And y'all had the nerve, the audacity, the unmitigated gall to say that we had a mental illness called drapophobia, something like that. Uh-huh. Say we had a mental illness when we tried to run away from slavery. Like, really?
Yep.
Said we had a mental illness when we didn't want to be up under your foot. When we ran away from that. You have something else?
Gerson Portuguese King says, cry more, same a saying. Some people go through mental health, but others don't. Some people go through disability and serious health issues. Some don't. So everyone pain and hurt is different.
You know what? Your pain and hurt is gonna be different too.
Shalom.
Let me tell you what your pain and hurt is gonna be.
Right.
I'm gonna tell you right here in the Bible.
Right.
I'm gonna give you a biblical pain and hurt. What you're gonna be.
Right.
I think it's right there in Proverbs. No, it might be in Isaiah. Salakia. Yeah, Isaiah 14:21. You know, yeah. He gave me this look. Brock knew exactly what I was talking about.
Mm-hmm.
Let me tell you about your pain and suffering. Once you get it, before you read that second comment that he had about the sisters.
He said, Gerson Portuguese king said, and they prefer us white men, LOL. But they only good because of body, not face, LOL. Here you go, sir.
Now, sisters, you hear what this white man is saying. You hear what this white man is saying.
Right.
They're delegating or relegating you down to just being something nice to lay with. And you want to prefer, I'm not talking about the sisters who don't, because there are a ton of sisters. What he's talking about is a very, very, very finite number. There's not a lot of black women that prefer white men. Out of all the crap that we put them through, I give you that. You know, there's a lot of brothers out there that just don't understand what it is to have a black, Hispanic, and Native American woman and treat our sisters horribly. Why? Because they want to be like the oppressor. They want to be like the oppressor.
Right.
And the oppressor treats their women like trash.
So do.
Just like the way he's saying about, you know, these sisters, these particularly Serena, who prefers, you know, her her devil dog. Oh damn, I don't even like that name. Salakia.
All right.
She prefers, you know, her mutt. He doesn't treat her right.
Not at all.
And he's what he's saying. I believe a whole ton of, you know, them Edomites believe that. But you said something about, you know, about what hurt and what was the last comment?
The last one comment?
Yeah, what did he say? Something about the
pain and hurt is different. Everybody's pain and hurt is different.
Everybody's pain and hurt is different. You're right. Your pain and hurt has been different than my pain and hurt. Has been different than Brock's pain and hurt. You know what I'm saying? You have the power to do away with diversity, equity, and inclusion, and then just bring it back for another group of white people, so-called Jews, Jewish man. You have the power to do that. You don't have the you don't understand, you know, rioting in the street or protesting in the street because, you know, you're getting pulled over for absolutely nothing and then getting beaten to a bloody pulp for nothing and then getting unalived, murked for nothing, for that same nothing, getting arrested for the sole charge of resisting arrest. You know how many times I done heard that? You're arrested because you're resisting arrest? That makes no sense at all. You want to know why it makes no sense at all? Because in order to arrest something, they got to be breaking a law, committing a crime. It is not a crime to resist arrest. And that cannot be the first charge. But see, you know, people get they get that all the time. Because the people who are arresting them are stupid. And all they want is to put us down. You don't experience that hurt. Your race of people have not experienced that pain. But this is what you are going to experience.
The book of Isaiah, chapter 14, verse 21. Prepare slaughter.
What?
Prepare slaughter.
What?
Prepare slaughter.
What is slaughter? I'm gonna tell you what slaughter is. You ever hear of what's his name? Tommy, white boy. What's his name?
Gerson.
Portuguese king. Gerson, Portuguese king. Have you ever heard of? It's a rhetorical question. I'm gonna tell you the answer anyway. Have you ever heard of Tulsa, Oklahoma? And I'm not talking about, you know, where OKC plays. I don't think they play in Tulsa, but I think they do. But anyway, no, they play in Oklahoma City. But you ever hear of Tulsa, Oklahoma? Better known as Black Wall Street. Have you ever heard of Black Wall Street? It was in Tulsa, Oklahoma. And the reason why I say it was in Tulsa, Oklahoma is because it got burned down in the early 20s. Do you hear me? It got burnt down in the early 20s. Now, why in the world do they call it Black Wall Street? Well, because Wall Street, white or regular Wall Street, was up in New York. And it was like the financial district, basically, of America, which is essentially the world, right? It had a whole ton of finances coming through the regular Wall Street. But Black Wall Street had a ton
going on, you know, back in the 20s. We had our own doctors. We had our own businesses. We had our own farms. We had our own movie theaters. We had our own nightclubs. We had our own airports. You understand that? We had our own airport in Tulsa, Oklahoma. We had our own hotels, our own homes, and it all got burned down. And you know what they called it? You know what they called it during that time? Or even all the way up until like recent history. When I say recent history, probably about 15, 20, maybe that 20 years ago. They called it the race riots. Now, how did a whole town get burned down? Yeah, it was during the Red Summer in the 1920s, but it was the Red Summer, you know, had a whole, it had a bunch of so-called race riots, when really it was one race against another, and the ones that were allowed to have guns and defend themselves, which they didn't do, they antagonized it, and they attacked people. When I say attack people, they attacked us. They didn't attack anybody else. They attacked us. And they lynched us. They murdered us. They violated our women, even violated our men. They had pick of niggas and put it on postcards. We weren't allowed to carry firearms. We weren't allowed to carry guns to defend ourselves. And when they said we couldn't carry guns to defend ourselves, they burned our homes down, burned our businesses. You say they say 9/11 was the first time America was attacked by plane. That's not true. That happened in the 20s during Black Wall Street, when they flew planes over our cities, over our Black Wall Street, and dropped firebombs. And leveled and burned our whole city down. Black Wall Street was no more. And then to add insult to injury, the militia, not the militia, the National Guard came around and told people to get the hell up out of here because there's going to be reporters. If you are here, we're going to finish you. We're going to finish you off. And if we can't get you in time for the reporters to get to you, if the reporter gets you before we do, if you tell anybody, we're definitely going to finish you off. That was a slaughter. We didn't have the means to defend ourselves.
Right.
It was one race of people against another race of people who could not defend ourselves. And y'all massacred, slaughtered our men, women, and children. The rich, the old, the poor, the wealthy, the young, and the able-bodied. You destroyed us. The Bible says, prepare that same fervor that y'all had against us. Prepare slaughter. Keep going.
Prepare slaughter for his children.
Why? Because I can't go to the people who burned down Black Wall Street. I can't hold them accountable. I can't hold them accountable. They're not here no more. This happened in the 20s. Maybe their children are here. Maybe it happened 100 years. Damn, it happened 100 years ago. Maybe their children are still here. It's possible the grandchildren are not even here. It's possible. But it said prepare slaughter for who?
For their children.
For what? Why?
For his children.
Why?
For the iniquity.
For the sins.
For the iniquity.
That's what iniquity means. It means sins. What they did to us, it was not only a crime, but it was an act of war. It was a sin against the Most High God. Why? Because you harm one hair on our heads. You're gonna have to answer to a God that you cannot touch.
Right.
You cannot see. You cannot feel. Well, you cannot beat. I would say that, because you see us. You're seeing the living God.
That's right.
You see us. You're seeing the living God.
That's right.
But keep going.
Of their fathers,
Mm-hmm.
that they do not rise.
That they do not rise.
nor possess the land, nor fill the face of the world with cities.
Nor fill the face of Most High God said, man, destroy them so that they ain't gonna, not even, buy. They said buy the land,
Nor possess the land.
Nor possess the land. They ain't going. They can't be in charge of any land. They can't own none of it. Right? Keep going.
Nor fill the face of the world with cities.
Nor fill the face of the. He don't even want y'all. He wants y'all to be so scarce that this is bad. This is bad. Before you came into Barack, before you came into UPK, how many times have you ran into white people? Many every day, multiple times a day.
Right.
Before you came into the UPK, how many times you ran into Native Americans?
Scarce, none.
None.
Few. Slim to none.
Slim to none.
Right.
Can you even remember a time when you actually ran into a Native American and you knew that was a Native American? Yeah. No. That's how the way the Most High wants you. That's how the way the Most High God wants you stinking heathens. That's that's the best I'm gonna put it. You stinking Edomites. He wants you so just how the way you put our Native American brothers and sisters in concentration camps. Y'all gonna be in concentration camps.
Right.
After the slaughter.
Right.
And it's going to, and one day it's going to come a time where we're going to open up a book to see an illustration of you, to see a picture of you.
Right.
Damn, that's what a white person look like. An Edomite looks like.
Yep.
Oh.
Yep.
Look at this one. Look at that baby. That baby is an ugly baby.
Yikes.
Oh. Look how they get when they get old. Oh. That's not old. She's only 20. Yeah. One day that's how we're gonna see you people.
Right.
So yeah, y'all haven't, but this is y'all's judgment according to the Most High God. The scripture actually says, "Happy will he be when we dash your baby's head against the stone." Most High is going to be happy when that happens.
That's right.
And I'm gonna tell you, we're not gonna do that now. When Christ cracks that sky and you see a nigga coming off a white horse, you know what I'm saying? Coming out the sky, that's when your baby's got to go. Until then, I ain't gonna touch him.
That's right.
I ain't gonna touch him. I ain't gonna do nothing to him. I ain't gonna do nothing to y'all. I'm gonna say, you say hello, I'm gonna say hello. I'm gonna give you the proper greeting of the day. And I'm gonna keep it moving. I'm gonna keep it pushing. You know what I'm saying?
That's right.
But just like the Most High God says, prepare slaughter. That's what the brothers in the at the Hebrew Academy, the graduate of the 2025 Academy, was doing.
That's right.
You know what I'm saying? A few weeks ago.
That's right.
They were preparing slaughter. Why? Because Christ says, when I come back, what if there's a fire already started?
That's right.
You know what I'm saying? It's hard to get the fire started, but it's easier to just, throw logs on that flame and make it grow. Right. Throw some gasoline on that fire and make it grow.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? When Christ comes back, he's gonna be that accelerant. It's gonna be them logs. We're gonna get this. We got this fire started. When Christ come back, you know what I'm saying? It's over for you. It's over for you. So keep keep that same energy.
That's right.
Keep that same energy. What was I talking about?
The truth.
No, go. Yeah, yes, I was. To go to when the Elder Williams, I don't even like saying that. The father
I got it right.
Of the Williams sister, began to check the Edomite.
All right.
Why? Because I believe it.
And let me tell you why. What she said it with so much confidence in the first half. But if you keep going on and on.
So we can't keep interrupting. I mean, if you want,
you got to understand that you're dealing with an image of a 14-year-old child. And this child gonna be out there playing with your old ass and me gonna be in the grave. When she says something, we done told you what's happening. You deal with a little black kid and let her be a kid. She'll answer it with a lot of confidence. Leave that alone.
Leave it alone, man.
That's right.
Leave it alone.
That's right.
She answered you what you said. You know what I'm saying? She answered what you and she didn't change. You didn't ask her 4 or 5 times.
Right.
Leave it alone. Right. Why you trying to trip up a kid? Like, hey man, you sure you want to do that? You sure? You sure? And when you don't do well, number one, Edomite kids don't have confidence like that. Unless it comes to trying to destroy us.
Yep.
That's the only time that they got, they raise some confidence. They when they know that they have someone backing them to destroy us. That's the only time they got some confidence.
Mm-hmm.
Everybody was hating LeBron James. And I've been told, once or twice that I may be in that category.
Mm-hmm.
I've been told once or twice that I may be in that category. Not when it comes to this. Not when it comes to this, because he was in a position to where he can dictate. My son is going right here. Make it happen. Make it happen. I don't want to hear nothing, not near another word. Make it happen. And you know what? You know what everybody else did? They made it happen. What's wrong with that? What is wrong with that? What is wrong with having a business and being so successful in this business and say, hey, son, come over here, do what I do. And then I'm going to hand it off to you. Donald Trump is doing that right now. I don't know if you noticed that. He's doing that right now with his son, his daughter, and his son-in-law. He's doing that right now in front of you, in front of your face.
Right.
Y'all, no one is saying nothing about that. Elon Musk got 14 tries to do that with his kids.
Right.
Put them in a position where he wasn't or he couldn't be, because he can't be president. Elon Musk cannot be president. No matter how hard he tries, he cannot be president. But you know what? His kids can be. His kids can be. Why? Because you know what I just thought? No, that's something else. But his kids absolutely can be or eligible to become president. Why? Because they're born in the US. All 14 of them. You don't think he's putting things in place for his kids to thrive? You don't think that's happening right now? LeBron James is doing it, and everybody is hating him for it. Why? Why? I don't understand it. Because if LeBron didn't do what he did, then why, you know what I'm saying? His son might have wound up like Shador Sanders. Let's talk about Shador. Before we talk about Shador, let's talk about a nigga named Archie. Anybody know who Archie is? Archie Manning? No? Archie Manning was a football player who played for New Orleans Saints back in like the 50s. He had a ton of sons. One of them was a Hall of Famer. Won 2 Super Bowls and whatnot. Peyton Manning. Everybody know Peyton Manning, right? He was in the league like 5-6 years before his brother Eli Manning got into the league. His brother Eli Manning, once it's time for him to come to the league, he stated that he doesn't want his son to go because the number 1 pick at that time was San Diego Chargers. I want to say it was 2006. 2006, yeah. Was San Diego Chargers. And Eli Manning was the number 1 overall pick. You know what he told him? You know what he said? He actually told. Matter of fact, play the video. Let's play that video and see what happened. Because what's going on in the world today with Shador Sanders and Deion Sanders and his son Shador, what's going on in the world today happened before. Just like what happened with Colin Kaepernick, not what happened with Colin Kaepernick, what Colin Kaepernick did, someone else did before that. And no one knew about it. Why? Because it was a white man that was doing it. Colin Kaepernick was not the first person to take a knee during the national anthem. Wasn't it? Tim Tebow did that. Mm-hmm. He took a knee. And you know what? People praised him for it. Colin Kaepernick took a knee and said, y'all need to stop killing black and brown people. And he got banned from the NFL. Mm-hmm. I don't even know what Tim Tebow did it for. Mm-hmm. Like, look that up for me, Baba Shaw.
Tim Tebow?
Yeah, why did he take a knee? Hold on. So Tim Tebow was publicly expressed his support for certain conservative values, which may not align with the cause of the kneeling. So he did it for some religious beliefs.
Right, that's what I'm reading here too.
He did it for some religious beliefs, and everybody was like, "Oh, okay, if it's for religious beliefs, then go ahead and do it." On the other hand, Colin Kaepernick did it because black and brown people were getting, destroyed, utterly pummeled, and put off the face of the earth by the people who were sworn to protect them.
Right.
And he said, we need to look at that and make sure this doesn't happen again.
Right.
And he lost it. Not only he lost his job, he lost his money, he lost his home, he lost his reputation. He lost the thing that he wanted to do the most.
Right.
He lost. There's not only time and money, but you know how much effort, how much energy you have to put in to becoming a starting quarterback in a productive, highly productive starting quarterback in the National Football League, any professional league.
Right.
It's not just anybody can just walk on and do this thing.
Right.
He threw his life away so that he can bring awareness to people. Stop, killing, us. Basically. And he lost everything. Mm-hmm. So much so that the owners got together and said, we ain't going to hire him. Mm-hmm. We ain't going to hire him. Now let's fast forward to Shedeur Sanders. Shedeur did the exact same thing. Deion Sanders and Shedeur Sanders did the exact same thing as Archie Manning and Eli Manning did.
Right.
Archie Manning went behind the scenes and said, no, I don't want him to go into San Diego. I don't want him to go into San Diego. And Eli Manning told San Diego, hey, do not pick me because I'm not going to play for you.
Yep.
He flat out said, hey, don't pick me. I'm not going to play for you. Mm-hmm. Why? Because if y'all don't know, the Mannings, even at that point, when it was only one Manning who was currently in the NFL, they were considered NFL royalty.
Mm-hmm. So was.
All the man, they're considered NFL. They were considered so much of NFL royalty that somebody else got put on. When I say got put on, became the number one overall pick just because one of them said he was good.
Yep.
You want to know who I'm talking about? Daniels. What's his name? He was the starting quarterback for the New York Giants.
I don't remember. Yeah, I don't remember.
He just lost a job this past year.
Oh.
He just lost a job and got traded somewhere else. I don't even think he got traded, but he got cut. That was at the end of his contract. So he was put on because someone in a Manning organization said, "Oh, this boy good. Mm-hmm. That boy good." And he became the number one overall pick, and then media overnight stunk it up. The number one overall pick.
Yep.
And then stunk it up. That coincidentally, that same organization needs a quarterback.
Yep.
And then they traded up to get into the league. But anyway, I'm not talking about that part. What I'm saying is Archie Manning and Eli Manning told the Chargers that I don't want to play for you. Mm-hmm. Deion Sanders said there's certain organizations. Well, the Manning said, they don't want to play for him for whatever reason. Whatever reason. It's their right. They can say that, right?
Second Amendment say, hey, you can say that.
Mm-hmm.
Deion Sanders says, hey, I've been behind the curtain. I know how certain organizations work. Some of them are just chaotic and you know, it's not a good atmosphere for any player. So why would I tell my other players to do it and not tell my son to do it? I'm not allowing my son to play with certain teams. And he left it at that. Eli Manning said, I am not going to play for you. Don't pick me.
Mm-hmm.
Straight up told him, like, hey, I'm not going to play for you. Do not pick me. What did they do? Let's listen to the video. A little clip. A little summary of what happened in 2006
Chargers select Eli Manning. Remember this when Eli Manning forced his way off the Chargers back in 2004? It was revealed in the time leading up to the draft that Eli Manning would reportedly refuse to play for the organization if they selected him with the number 1 overall pick.
So it was reportedly. Everybody knew this. I'm thinking back. I even remember, you know, something about, you know, Eli Manning not wanting to play there. For the number 1 overall pick, now Shedeur Sanders, they consider him the top 3, one of the top 3 quarterbacks. He was arguably could have gone number 1 overall or the first quarterback taken because his teammate won the Heisman Trophy and did a whole ton of things. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
Or he could have been the second quarterback taken, which was still in the first round. So let's say that right there. Deion said he's not playing for certain organizations. Eli says he's not playing for number 1. The person who has the number 1 pick, I am not playing for you.
Mm-hmm.
And at the end of this video, he said, he told him that I am not playing for you. Keep going.
Despite the threat, the Chargers took Manning with the first overall pick, only to trade him to the Giants less than an hour later. Why didn't Eli Manning want to play for the Chargers? Well, there was plenty speculation. Some felt as though San Diego organization was in disarray, which turned Manning off from the idea of joining the club. There was also rumors that Ryan Leaf, who was close with the Mannings, fed the family information about his time and staying away from the organization. After retirement, Eli Manning finally came out and said he was just worried about the Chargers organization at the time and gave them the heads up in secrecy, but they didn't want to keep it a secret. The San Diego Chargers.
So right there, it shows that he even admitted it after he retired. He admitted, he told them, I'm not going to play for you.
Mm-hmm.
And you know what they said? Oh, shucks. We can still get some value out of you. We're going to draft you and trade you.
Yep.
So he was still the number 1 overall pick. Did anybody say he needed to be humbled? Did anybody say he needs to shut his mouth? Did anybody say, hey, it's their league, you know, you just gotta come to work and do your job. Just shut your mouth. Did anybody say anything like that? Nobody said anything like that. They didn't say this young man is brash, he's bold, he's too arrogant. They didn't say nothing like that. Even in this commentary, they didn't say, oh, he's thinking like, you know, he's thinking too much, too highly of himself. Now, coincidentally, he did win 2 Super Bowls, right? But if you go back and look at the numbers, people don't even think he was a number 1 overall pick. He shouldn't have been a number 1 overall pick. Go back and look at any of the analysts, how the way he went out. You know, not even just how the way he went out, how the way he played. He was a wild card. I believe there was a wild card both times they went to the Super Bowl.
Mm-hmm.
Wild card means they were the last team to get in.
Made it by chance.
By chance, yeah. Made it by chance. Both times. He was not his brother. He did not break any records. He did not win any MVP. He was not the best person on his team. I can't even say if he went into any Pro Bowls. Maybe because he won the Super Bowl, he was in the Pro Bowl. I don't know. But I think it was like they were like 9 and 7 teams.
Dead ass. They were like 9-7. They barely eked their way into the playoffs both times.
Indeed.
But anybody say he was too bold? Anybody say he was, he was too brash? He was too arrogant, telling people he was going to do what he was and what he wasn't going to do? They say anything about him like that? No, but they said all that about Shedeur Sanders. Now, Shedeur had a highly touted career. One of the greatest, possibly the greatest college coaches is what they call him. They call him Alabama Bryant, Alabama Saban. Nick Saban said that he was he is the most accurate quarterback he's ever seen. That's what he said about Shedeur Sanders. He says he may not be that athletic, you know what I'm saying? But if he gets out of the pocket, he can make things happen with his feet. But if he just sits there and throws, he is the most accurate quarterback I have ever seen. And in all of football, he said he is the most accurate. Shedeur Sanders. Now that's coming from arguably the greatest college football coach. The dude who made the draft, not the draft, but mock drafts popular, Mel Kiper Jr., who's been doing it for like 40 years, says he should have been at least one or two quarterbacks taken. Top three, he should have been taken. Not top 3 rounds, top 3 picks. He should have been taken. And he said he blasted, the people who are picking, because these guys don't ever know what they're doing. They're always picking the wrong choices. The people that I'm saying pick, they're the ones who actually go on to do big and great things. And the people who I say are not good, when they get picked over everybody else, they go into trash. They go in history as trash people. And he's blasting the NFL owners, because the owners is the one that's making the decisions. You know what I'm saying? The GMs are taking the nod from the owner. It's like the GMs will say, "Hey, I think we should pick 1, 2, or 3. Who do you approve of?" And the owner says, "Well, either I trust your judgment, or I really want this kid right here. I think he'll make us a lot of money and he'll help our team win." And then they'll go and do that. But just like in I think Colin Kaepernick was 2006. Was it? No, it couldn't have been.
That was way after that. Colin Kaepernick took
Yeah.
That was
no. When Colin Kaepernick, the whole collusion thing. So anyway, when Colin Kaepernick happened, the owners went to the GMs and said, "Don't pick him up. Don't call him. Don't call his agent. Don't interview him. Don't nothing." And nobody did it. All the owners colluded and did this. Just like all the owners colluded to say, we're not going to take him in at least the first 4 rounds. Did you see when he got picked? Did you see that when he got picked? Cleveland picked him.
I did see. I saw the news, but I
wasn't
watching it at the time.
When they was clapping like the joke, how the Joker was clapping in prison.
No, I didn't see that. Man.
They was like, yeah, we picked him. They wasn't happy about it. I'm not happy about it, deadass. Why? Because I believe Cleveland is if LeBron, it took one of the greatest, arguably the greatest player in the history of ever playing the game. It took him to bring a championship to Cleveland. I think Cleveland's cursed as far as sports world goes. You know what I'm saying? I think Cleveland, man, something going on with Cleveland. Why? Because Cleveland went to Baltimore and won two championships. Won 2 championships. Cleveland hasn't won since Jim Brown retired. I don't think you understand.
That's bad.
Cleveland has not won since Jim Brown. Before LeBron went there, Cleveland has not had a championship in the city since Jim Brown. I might be wrong because I don't know if the Indians have won anything. I don't know. But I want to say they haven't won since Jim Brown. And then in 2011, was it 2011? No, it was like
I don't even know what year that was. Dog. When LeBron came back to Cleveland and they won. It took arguably the greatest player in the history of the sports, arguably, in history of NBA to win the championship there. And the football team has just been bad. Just been bad. And I believe that Deion Sanders was talking about Cleveland being one of those organizations. Now it hasn't come out as that, but I believe just looking at the history of Cleveland, it's just the organization is just not good. You know who else talks crap? Who else has bravado? The dude in the same division. Joe Burrows. Joe Burrows went in the interview with his chain, talking cocky and all that stuff, and they loved it. They ate it up. Why? Because he's a good old boy. He can go out and talk trash. Johnny Manziel, Mr. Football. You know what I'm saying? He went out and talked trash and was confident and brash and bold, and they ate it up. What did he do? He did this. Whenever he did a touchdown, made a touchdown, he did this. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
What did Shador do? He just went like this. Like, look at the watch. Now look at you. Now look at the watch. Now look at you. That's what he did. That's what he did. And they hate him for it.
Right.
They hate him for it.
Right.
The scripture says, "Raise up a child in the right way, and he's gonna go and he's gonna do the same thing." I'm paraphrasing. He's Deion Sanders' son. He talked trash. But you know what? He backed it up.
Right.
He backed it up. He went to a team that has not won in 20 years. Go ahead.
For all this, just a quick reminder for all of the active listeners and watchers. Don't forget to hit the like button as you're watching the stream. Hit the like button on the channel, on the YouTube and the Facebook. Press that like button, smash it forward. Don't forget to also press that share button. The water. Shalom.
Yeah, do exactly that. Let's do that. You know what I'm saying? No sweat. What's his name? Johnny Manziel. There's another one. It was from Texas. Johnny Manziel and oh man. I think they both went to Cleveland. They both went to Cleveland. Johnny Manziel and
you talking about the quarterback?
Yeah, the quarterback.
Yeah, I know you're talking about.
Anyway, they both went to Cleveland. They were both brash and bold and talking, talk mad crap. And I believe both of them were criminals because they did some off the field stuff that was illegal. You know what happened to them? They didn't slide to the 4th and 5th round. Go see what not Joe Burrows, but Johnny Manziel. What was his draft pick? What was Johnny Manziel's draft pick? I think he was number 1 overall. Or he was probably the first quarterback. Johnny Football, that's what they call him. Manziel. 22nd overall. First round draft pick. And it's showing him when he's going up to get his number 1 jersey. He's going like this. Google him. Just Google Johnny Manziel draft pick. He's going like this. You talking about a brash and bold? Come on, man. They just don't like it when niggas talk like that. They don't like it when a black man looks you in the eye and say, "I am better than you." And then he goes out and proves it. That he's better. Is there anything online?
Nope. No. Mike said, "I will only smash a like for the real home of the truth, GMS."
Who's that? The Edomite?
No, he's the
Portuguese king.
He's a member of the GMS, from what it seems, and the G stands for hey, for sure. Yeah, for you, I will only smash a like for the real home of the truth, GMS. But then you turn around and you would give a view for the real home of the truth, the ISUPK. You're still here and a comment for the real truth, the ISUPK. But as far as you listen, we don't want you smashing a damn thing on our live. We don't want you smashing anything. If you GMS, I don't even know why you standing in here. Get your hey behind onto the GMS classes and learn from your people. Salaki. Talking about something, I will only smash a like for the real home of the truth, GMS. Okay, Mike and I. Get your his name's Mike Salaki. Or she or they. The name is Mike.
Mike, why you know why we don't smash a like for GMS? You want me to tell you why we don't? Because we don't watch it. we don't get alerts when they come on.
That's right.
It doesn't even pass by our when we're scrolling on Instagram or Facebook or YouTube. It doesn't come up on our screens. I'm surprised that there's even still a GMS.
Right.
I'm surprised. Your leader belongs in the Leviticus tribe. You know that, right? You know they got one of the newest. Well, not the newest members, because one of the the gorilla nigga, the Pegasus came from y'all's tribe, and he started his own tribe full of Pegasus niggas. You know what I'm saying? So if you're here, I believe you're trying to resist the Pegasus that is GMS. You know what I'm saying? Resist the sexual immorality that is GMS. Resist the rape culture that is GMS. And you really want to come to the home of the truth. That's the only reason why you're here. We don't go over there. You understand what I'm saying? There is no reason for us to be over there. But there is plenty of reason for y'all to be over here. We're never in y'all's classes, if y'all still do have classes. We're never in y'all's chats or anything like that, if y'all still have any of these functions or whatnot. Why? Because we don't want y'all stinking filth on us. We don't want the algorithm to have GMS in our algorithm, and then some gay porn comes up because we typed in GMS. You know what I'm saying? We don't want that. We don't want no parts of the Leviticus. But the reason why you're here is because you want to stop being a part of the Leviticus tribe. I get that. I understand that. So go ahead and smash that like button. Because you getting fed.
Finish it 2 for 3. You might make it 3 for 3. You already gave us a view. You already gave us a comment.
Right?
Don't be half a supporter, against the GMS squad. You already gave us a comment and a view. Go all the way if you're gonna, hop in our classes.
Go all the way like you went all the way for the Pegasus. For the Leviticus tribe.
Pegger. That's a lot. These Pegites is insane.
Oh man.
We're gonna call them Pegites from now on.
Shalom. You know what I'm saying? But man, what's that other Johnny Manziel and Johnny?
Hebrew Dave said that's a great subject to talk about.
Maybe next week. But yeah. So they hate us when we do it. They hated his father. They couldn't touch his father. You know what I'm saying? He played till he was 37, wore 37 in Baltimore, and was still giving brothers the business when they was 27. You understand what I'm saying? And now he got 2 brash, bold sons that's in the NFL.
Hebrew Dave corrected. He's talking about the current topic you have of the class, the title. He said it's a good subject to talk about.
Most High in Christ. But yeah. So just like when we say prepare slaughter for the iniquities, prepare slaughter for the children for the iniquities of their father. We're telling you to do that. We're going to do that because we've been paying for the sins of our fathers. Our fathers, worship this nigga right here, and we paying for it. Our fathers bowed down to that stone in Mecca, and we're paying for it. Our fathers cursed the Most High God, and we're paying for it. You understand? We decided, our fathers decided to listen to the white man and buy his drugs, smoke his weed, sell our sisters and leave them, prostitute our sisters out, totally destroy our sisters, destroy and then destroy our families in the process of doing that.
Mm-hmm.
And now we're paying for that.
Mm-hmm.
That price is heavy. Price is heavy. We're paying for that so much that even the wealthy and the more to-do people have to pay for, being bold and brash. Their sons have to pay for it.
Right.
Lonzo and Melo Ball and the Ball brothers have to pay for their father being bold and brash. The Williams sisters have to pay for their father for being bold and brash.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Bronny James is going to pay for, still, he's paying right now for his father being bold and brash.
Mm-hmm.
Who else? Tiger Woods had to pay for his father to be bold and brash.
Right.
The list goes on. List goes on and on and on. Why can't you just shut up and play football? You just want me to shuck and jive? That's what you want me to do? You just want me to shut my mouth and not be who I am. I can't wear the gold. I wish. Now they can release the interview that they have with Shador Sanders, and I know they're not going to do that because they can't even cut it down in bite-sized clips to make him look bad. I know they can do that because they just released an interview where somebody, I don't know who it was, but he was getting interviewed by some team, and he was saying, they asked him what does he like to do. He was like, he just like to chill, he like to be at home, he like to play golf. And they was like, golf? You like to play golf? And he was like, yeah, I like to play, but I'm not a Tiger Woods. I'm a Tiger. Wish he could, and then they started laughing. They released that. Mm-hmm. Released something from that shows that Shador was bold and brash and arrogance. Mm-hmm. Release it. Show the world what you saw, and then we can condemn you for being a hypocrite.
Right. Why?
Because you didn't do that for Eli Manning.
Right.
You didn't do that for the Johnny Manziel. Hmm? You didn't do that. Niggas holding freaking money. This is his sign. You know what I'm saying? Mm-hmm. This is his victory dance. Mm-hmm. Bolden, you didn't do that for Joe Burrows. Y'all loved it. Y'all ate it up. Like, oh man, he is so confident. He'll look you in the face and say he's going to win, and we love that about him. Mm-hmm. I think he said, he would rather not play for certain teams.
Right.
And what? He was the number 1 overall pick. Yep. Man, I pray he breaks Cleveland down for all the money that they have. Mm-hmm. You know what I'm saying? I hope he gets all his incentives. I hope, since it was all about business for them, I need it to be all about business for him.
That's right.
Now I pray he goes 17-0 and wins a Super Bowl.
That's right.
Gets Rookie of the Year, MVP, and then retires.
That's right.
You know what I'm saying? Go out like Jim Brown on top.
Damn
right. That's what I want. Rookie of the Year, MVP, Super Bowl, All Pro. I want him to do all that, and then just say, you know what I'm saying? And then I didn't even talk about the Atlanta Falcons. Mm-hmm. I didn't even talk about that offensive, defensive, that coordinator's son who even streamed, recorded him calling Shador Sanders and pranking him, saying, we're going to pick you very soon, and then call him back. Well, yeah, we didn't pick you, but just keep waiting. Just keep waiting. Mm-hmm. It'll happen. And then get off the phone and then start laughing at him. Like, really? Mm-hmm. Like, really?
Oh, swear.
Nothing's going to happen to that defensive coordinator or offense, whatever. Nothing's going to happen to that coordinator because the owner didn't want to to draft him in the first place. He had 4 opportunities to draft. 5 opportunities to draft him, and he did not. Nothing's going to happen to that coordinator. But I hope he lights Atlanta. I hope throughout his career he has like 500 passing yards, a ton of touchdowns, a bunch of rushing yards. I hope his team goes undefeated against Atlanta, at least for the rest of his career.
That's right.
I hope he tortures Atlanta. Now, we was just in Atlanta for the Passover, and we was the only righteous thing down there. I was in Restaurant Depot down there, and brother, I think only me and Austin Nakamai was the only straight things in there.
Good God. Yeah.
Like, yo.
It's definitely wicked.
Like, yo. Talk about Sodom and Gomorrah. Like, yo, I just wanted to vomit. I'm just in there just like a nuclear bomb. I'm checking out. I'm just looking at this nigga. I'm like, a nuclear bomb is going off in my head. You know who Trey Rags is?
Nasty.
Nah, Trey Rags, the social media dude, the one that wears the red shirt. It's like, what you trying to get into?
Oh my man, yeah, he's funny, man. Oh, he's hilarious.
He has a skit where he's talking to he's talking to the old head, and the old head always gets mad at the young boy.
He said some
young. Like, you know what we used to do? That's what's going through my head. I'm like, you know what we used to do?
Hey, yo, dude is definitely funny for sure. Accurate.
Mathia, I need you to clip that. Slack. Sure. And we got anything else before I close out? The white man's the devil that the Bible speaks of.
That's right.
And if he didn't show his ass right here in the NFL draft and anything else, you know what I'm saying? Matter of fact, you know what? There was another story of this Ukrainian, it was like a kid, 13-year-old kid, won some sporting event, and it was like a gold, silver, bronze type deal, and they had to stand on the podium,
right.
and it was a Russian kid that also won, and he walked off and refused to stand next to the Russian. This 13-year-old kid. He was applauded for being bold and brash. But Shedeur Sanders, you know what I'm saying, goes down to the 5th round. This 13-year-old kid gets media coverage and saying, good for you, stand up for your people. This dude stands up for himself, and he gets poo-pooed on.
Yep.
We can, they say you can be anything you want in America, right? Except for being bold, except for being a man, except for looking someone in the eye and saying, I'm better than you.
Right.
And then proving it, going out and proving it.
Right.
My record, my record already shows that I'm a first round draft pick.
That's right.
I may not be number one. My brother, you know what I'm saying, won Heisman Trophy.
Right.
And they say, well, the first 2 people that was picked were black. It's not about, it's not, them was humble niggas. You know what I'm saying? They can go in the house. He couldn't set foot in Master's house. And they made sure of it.
Not with all that.
They made sure of it.
Right.
Let you know who's the boss.
Right.
Man. I don't know what I'm gonna do. I don't know what I'm gonna do. Am I gonna boycott it? Or am I gonna buy a Shedeur Sanders jersey? Am I gonna buy a number 2 jersey? I don't know. We'll see. Only time will tell. But I 100% support Shedeur and Shiloh Sanders.
That's right.
You got anything else before I close out?
That's it on the comment section online.
And with that, I pass the class over to Prison Officer Barack.
I'm right. We'll sign Christ. All right, so we got the security announcements. We're the I.S.U.P.K out of 1 West 125th Street out of Harlem, New York, under Commander Jenny Yahanna. New rules for brothers and sisters. When a new brother or assistant comes into the school, they are off limits for 6 months. They're to be saluted only. They're here to shed themselves of the world. After 6 months, if a brother or sister has an interest in a particular person, he or she must get permission from the head to speak to a brother or sister. There's another 6 months in which the brother or sister will court each other. After the 6 month period, the brother or sister will get permission from the head to marry. Tithes, which is a commandment. You can find this in the book of Numbers, chapter 18, verse 21. In the book of Malachi, chapter 3, verse 8 through 10, means 10th in Hebrew, and is pronounced my Aishara. 10% of every penny of any increase the Lord gives you, you give to the treasury department or teacher. Priest fund, free will offer for priests, not mandatory. Whatsoever amount you would like to give. The upcoming Holy Convocation. We are currently still in the Feast of First Fruits, which began on.
Look at the.
Give me 2 seconds. We are currently in the Feast of First Fruits. That started after the Sabbath of unleavened bread of Passover. That started on sundown, April 20th, 2025. It was a Sunday. You count 50 days from April 20th to celebrate the 50th day. That 50th day is going to fall on Sunday, June 8th of 2025. Starting before sundown. You can find this in the book of Leviticus, chapter 23, verse 10 through 22. Of course, coming up to the closing date, you'll find out in your locations and your nearby zones at I.S.U.P.K. where it is you will be, where your zone will be holding the feast, the closing of the Feast of First Fruits. Of course, if you want to donate or you want to contribute towards that service, you most definitely can. Just get in contact with your camp leader. You can go on I.S.U.P.K, our website, and you're going to find the numbers to your zone if you don't already have them. You can tune in on class, log in on class, ask your questions on class to also get answered if you would like to donate or contribute towards the closing of the Feast of First Fruits as well. Give me 2 seconds. I got the I.S.U.P.K cookouts. The dates have dropped. You understand? The I.S.U.P.K cookouts, the date is dropped. The dates have dropped. You understand? So we're going to shout out the first upcoming cookout that's going to be coming up to I.S.U.P.K for this summer. All right. For the first cookout to break it is Charlotte, North Carolina. That's going to be July 3rd through the 6th of July. July 3rd through July 6th. You understand? Damn, that 4th of July. Go out there, Charlotte, North Carolina. You understand? Be with your brothers and sisters, man. It's going to be a phenomenal time and events that's going to be going on through those dates. Following that, you got Chicago. That's in the end of July going into August. You got Harlem, New York. That's in September 5th through to September 7th. You got California. That's going to be October 2nd through October 5th. You got Houston, Texas, October 30th to November 2nd to end off the cookouts for the 2025 year. Once again, the first coming up will be July 3rd through July 6th out there in Charlotte, North Carolina. You understand? On top of that, of course, tonight you got Commander Yahanna going live, 9 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. 9 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. It will be going live on the channel on YouTube. It's called The Real General Yahanna. That's going live 9 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. And just to close it off, if you don't have anything as well, the Passover footage is being flooded all over the internet. You understand? You scrolling past them photos, the brothers getting it in at the Hebrew Academy trials. You understand? The graduation photos, the brothers and sisters posted up in their garments. Please make sure y'all liking them, y'all sharing them, y'all let the world see the culture, the Bible. You understand? Delivered to you straight from the I.S.U.P.K under Commander Yahanna. Anything you want to add?
No.
Most High Christ. You understand? Remind Akim and Aquapians to check on social media such as ISUPK.com, Facebook, Twitter, YouTube, and so on for I.S.U.P.K events and materials. If a brother wants to be a trooper in the school, you ought to start wearing all black, which includes black boots, black shirts, black pants, black headband, and scarf. And with that, I say Amajim, which means to stand. Men of Israel, we're going to give one courteous salute to the teacher, Men of Israel, Amajim Shabbat, Amajim, Barak, Yahweh Shim Yahweh Shabbat,
Yahweh Shim Yahweh Shabbat.
Classes.